Okay, just wanted to give you a little shop update. This is a stack of lumber for the shelf, and when I talk about the shelf, I mean those rack end frames. What I'm going to do is build shelving units like I did before, except this one's going to be higher. Those end frames are 12'6", and I'm going to go right to the top, have a shelf on the top. So this is the lumber for it. It's 2x6 spanners. 2x4 cross members in there, and here is the plywood for it. Now I only got 3/8 plywood for this one, whereas the other ones I had used 1/2 inch plywood, but this one is going to be some pretty light stuff on it. It's just going to be all of this junk that's laying around, and the cross members, let's call them joists, are going to be 16 inches on center, even though they're only 2x4s. They'll more than support it with this plywood, and if I have any doubts about it, what I can always do is just stick another piece of plywood underneath a heavy thing. Here is a drill press. Not much has changed on that. I've gone on Practical Machinist and posed some questions about it and got some responses. Still no model numbers yet or anything like that. One of the things I had to do when I really, it's been kind of busy since I got back from Colorado. I had to change the oil in my truck yesterday, but all of these little things consume some time. When I went out to get the plywood yesterday, when I hooked up the trailer, one of the things that I noticed is this bulge in the tire. So I've got to, that must have happened on the Colorado trip coming back, because I didn't notice it. But it is pretty hard not to notice it if that bulge happens to be up there, which I went yesterday, picked up that plywood. Now Lowe's, where I got it, is only a couple of miles from me, so I didn't have an issue with taking the trailer because it was going to be lightweight. But when I parked at Lowe's, that bulge was on top. You couldn't even see it. So I caught it. What I'm going to do is jack it up, pull that tire off, and take it over and get a new tire for it. Okay, just a short video here. This is a couple bollards I made for a guy. He needed a couple of bollards. He had some pipe laying around. Well, he wanted, I've got some old stanchions that were used for racking systems. Originally he wanted them, to buy two of them off of me, and I didn't have two, I only had one. So he had some old pipe laying around. He brought the pipe in. I had the plate steel here, and I just cut the pipe into 4-foot length and welded it onto the plate steel. Now this one is 4-inch Schedule 40 pipe, 4.5 inches in diameter, outside diameter, 4-inch inside diameter. This is actually 4-inch tubing, so it's 4 inches in outside diameter. So there's a little difference in the outside diameter, 1/2 inch. And I had a little the weld on that thin wall tubing had to be concentrated onto the plate and kind of backfed, lapped up onto the tubing to keep from blowing through it. But anyways, there they are. I just thought I'd show it to you. Another little project that we did in the shop. One of the things I wanted to show you is I got some drill bits from a guy. Now, he knew that I got that new drill press, and it's got tapered Morris taper on it. So he had a bunch of tapered drill bits that he never used. He got from someplace. And this is kind of the condition that I got them in. You can see them here. There's still some more left in here. But what I did is yesterday I filled this bucket of vapor stuffed with some of the drill bits that were rusty. So you're going to see them come out as I see them come out. And that's kind of the condition that they come out in after the evaporust. So before. Okay, there's the bits that were soaking in evaporust overnight. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15 of them. So what I'm going to do is put these into it. Just gonna, just like junk on it, dust, spider webs, stuff like that. Wipe it off before I put it in there. Now this one isn't a taper. It's a reduced shank drill bit. This evaporust is pretty amazing stuff. I did that's a concrete bit. Carbide tip, it's kind of broke. And I have this taper shank end mill. I don't know how, man, that thing's been beat up. Looks like somebody tried to notch it to get a set screw in on it. I'll throw it in there, see what happens with it. That one's broke. Some of these towards the bottom are in pretty rough shape. That one, the tip's been ground off of it. I guess you could use it for like a reamer if you wanted to. I'm gonna soak it anyways. I'll figure out whether I want to keep it afterwards. That's it. So I'll let them soak for 24 hours. I'll show it to you when I bring them out. So here is the start of that rack or shelf unit. Now it's going to be 7 tiers high. Well, yeah, 7 tiers. I mean, you've got that bottom one, which is almost on the ground, but So I'm counting that. So it'll be 6 after that. It'll be spaced every 2 feet. So it should work out pretty good. I just had that pallet jack under the end of it. I moved it. I started assembling it down there and then realized that I wouldn't have enough room to get the get that rolling stair on both sides of it, because once I get up higher, I'm going to use that rolling stair to screw it on, bolt it on, and everything. So I just moved it down. I got the tire off of the trailer, tire rim off of the trailer. Took it over. They're putting a new tire on the rim, and I'll get that back on. Then what I'm going to do is rotate those rims, or rotate the tires on the other side. So that'll be a new tire. When you have dual axle trailers like this, usually the front tire wears before the second tire, because that's the one that's usually turning the most. So when I say turning, that's the one that it kind of pivots on when you make a turn the most. So what I'll do is that'll be a new tire on this one. So I'll leave that, and then on the other side I'll jack it up and I'll just rotate them tires front to back. I'll bring you back though.